Welcome back to our channel. Today we embark on a thrilling historical journey to uncover the 5 undefeated generals in Chinese history, spanning from the Warring States, Han Dynasty, 3 Kingdoms, Southern Song to the Northern and Southern dynasties. These men were not only brilliant military strategists, but their lives were filled with inspiring tales of loyalty, wisdom, and character. Throughout thousands of years of Chinese feudal history, countless great generals rose to prominence, yet only a select few earned the title of ever-victorious general. And here's the twist. Zhao Yun, the mighty warrior of the 3 Kingdoms era who struck fear into his enemies, ranks at the bottom of this list. Why is that? And who claims the top spot? Let's dive into their stories, break down the reasons behind their rankings, and explore what truly makes a general legendary. Don't forget to leave a comment, share your thoughts on who you think is the greatest, and hit like and subscribe so you won't miss any of our upcoming historical deep dives. Let's begin. 5. Zhao Yun. Yun, the legendary general of the 3 Kingdoms era. Zhao Yun, styled Zilong, was born in Changshan, modern-day Hebei, China. While his exact birth year remains unclear, historical records confirm his death in 229 AD. Zhao Yun lived through 2 turbulent periods, the final years of the Eastern Han and the 3 Kingdoms era. He was one of the key founding figures of the Shu Han Kingdom under Liu Bei's leadership. Known for his unwavering loyalty, outstanding military talent, and noble character, Zhao Yun has been revered throughout history as a symbol of perfection. In historical accounts, Zhao Yun is celebrated as a well-rounded general, both a fierce warrior and a sharp political mind. Beyond his battlefield prowess, he held important civil and military positions, such as governor of Guiyang and inspector of internal affairs in Jing province. He was also a wise and cautious advisor to Liu Bei. However, what truly set Zhao Yun apart were his remarkable military exploits, earning him the title General Who is Always Victorious. Zhao Yun participated in numerous major battles that left an indelible mark on Chinese history. His most iconic moment came during the Battle of Changban in 208 AD. Amidst chaos and surrounded by Cao Cao's forces, Zhao Yun single-handedly charged through enemy lines to rescue Liu Shan, the infant son of Liu Bei. Mounted on a white horse cradling the child, while cutting down enemies, he became an eternal symbol of heroism, immortalized in Luo Guanzhong's Romance of the 3 Kingdoms. This act not only showcased his loyalty, but also proved his extraordinary military skill. Beyond Changban, Zhao Yun played key roles in campaigns at Bowang, Yechuan, and Hanshui, where he repeatedly distinguished himself, reinforcing Shu Han's military strength. On more than one occasion, he rescued Liu Shan from dire situations, further cementing his reputation as a hero who saves the prince. These feats testify to both his strength and his rare intelligence and bravery. But Zhao Yun was more than just a battlefield commander. He was admired for his political insight and compassion. After Liu Bei conquered Yi province, Zhao Yun advised him to return farmland to the people instead of dividing it among the officers, demonstrating long-term vision for the country's stability. Later, when Jing province fell and generals Guan Yu and Zhang Fei perished, Zhao Yun was among the few who firmly opposed launching a war against Eastern Wu, seeking to prevent further losses. These moments reveal a general who not only excelled in combat, but also understood the political landscape and prioritized the well-being of the nation. In Romance of the 3 Kingdoms, Zhao Yun is ranked among the 5 tiger generals of Shu Han, alongside Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, Huang Zhong, and Ma Chao. His image riding a white horse and protecting Liu Bei was inspired by the historical figure Chen Dao, commander of the White Feathered Army. The fusion of historical fact and literary fiction helped shape Zhao Yun into a perfect hero in the eyes of later generations. So why does a general as talented as Zhao Yun only rank 5th, according to historian Yi Zhongjian? The main reason lies in his title and the timing of his recognition. After Liu Bei declared himself emperor, Zhao Yun was granted the title General of the Winged Army, but his rank remained lower than the other 4 tigers, even when Liu Shan later posthumously honored key figures. Zhao Yun's name was initially left out. It wasn't until a year later, after a petition by fellow officers, that he was granted a posthumous title, indicating that despite his talent, he wasn't valued as highly by the Shu court at the time. Additionally, compared to the other generals on this list, Zhao Yun's victories were often personal or supportive in nature, rather than large-scale campaigns with national impact. As we'll see in the next segments, those ranked above him often led decisive battles that altered the course of history or unified the nation. Nonetheless, Zhao Yun remains one of only 2 generals from the Three Kingdoms era enshrined in the Temple of Emperors during the Ming and Qing dynasties alongside Guan Yu. This special recognition reflects his enduring legacy of loyalty and valor. To posterity, Zhao Yun is more than just a warrior. He is a symbol of courage, wisdom, and moral greatness. 4. Bai Qi, the undefeated general of the Warring States period. Welcome back, friends, as we continue our journey exploring the 5 undefeated generals in Chinese history. In the previous episode, we examined Zhao Yun, the celebrated general of the Three Kingdoms era, who despite his heroic achievements, ranked 5th. Today, we ascend to 4th place and meet one of the most notorious figures of the Warring States period, Bai Qi, the undefeated general of the Qin state, famously dubbed the War Machine, though his bloodthirsty nature made him a controversial figure. So what did Bai Qi do to surpass Zhao Yun, and why didn't he rank higher? Let's find out. Bai Qi, born in 332 BC and died in 257 BCE, was one of the most formidable generals of the Warring States period, a time when rival states fought endlessly for supremacy over China. Serving under King Zhao Xiang of Qin, Bai Qi led military campaigns for over 30 years, guiding Qin's armies to conquer numerous enemy states with overwhelming success. His military brilliance placed him among the 4 great generals of the Warring States, alongside Wang Jian, Lian Po, and Li Mu. Yet his ruthless temperament and brutal decisions made him both revered and reviled. Historical records describe Bai Qi as a general who wielded troops with divine precision, exploiting enemy weaknesses to claim victory. He combined force with sharp strategic thinking, helping the Qin army navigate the most challenging situations. His victories not only brought prestige to Qin, but also laid the groundwork for China's eventual unification under Qin Shi Huang. Among his many battles, 2 campaigns stand out: the Battle of Yik and the Battle of Changping, both showcasing his unmatched military acumen and terrifying ruthlessness. The Battle of Yike, 293 BCE. In this battle, Bai Qi commanded Qin's forces against a powerful alliance of the Wei and Han states. Recognizing Han's weaker morale, he launched a surprise attack against them, first throwing the allied army into disarray, seizing the momentum. Bai Qi pursued and annihilated 240,000 enemy troops, capturing key territories and shaking the entire region. This triumph elevated Qin's military dominance and instilled fear across rival states. The Battle of Changping, 260 BCE. This was the largest and most controversial campaign of Bai Qi's career. Lasting over 2 years, the battle pitted Qin against the Zhao state in a prolonged stalemate. Bai Qi was recalled by King Zhao Xiang to break the deadlock. Using siege tactics and cutting off supplies, he forced Zhao's army to surrender. but instead of sparing the defeated Bai Qi, ordered the execution of all 450,000 Zhao soldiers, one of the largest massacres in ancient history. While it eliminated a major threat and intimidated rival states, the act sparked horror across the realm. These victories solidified Bai Qi's reputation as an undefeated general who crushed entire armies. His campaigns were not just tactically sound, they carried strategic weight, paving the path for China's unification. However, despite his brilliance, Bai Qi was not a universally beloved figure. Historical accounts criticize him as bloodthirsty, lacking diplomatic finesse, and often excessively brutal. His decision to slaughter 450,000 captives at Changping, while tactically justified, earned him the nickname God of Death, and sparked moral outrage even within his own state. Many believed his cruelty crossed ethical boundaries and overshadowed his battlefield glory. Furthermore, Bai Qi's downfall was rooted in political missteps. He struggled to maintain court alliances and ultimately fell out of favor with King Zhao. Suspected and betrayed, he was ordered to commit suicide, an end as tragic as many other great generals in history, where unmatched talent came with crushing loneliness and misunderstanding. Compared to Zhao Yun, Bai Qi's victories were grander in scale and more impactful in shaping history. His campaigns at Yike and Chongping altered the balance of power during the warring states and paved the way for Qin's dominance. Yet he only ranks fourth for several reasons. First, his excessive cruelty, especially the massacre at Chongping, tarnished his moral legacy. Second, unlike the top three generals, Bai Qi lacked diplomatic agility and broader contributions beyond warfare, which limited his historical standing. Bai Qi leaves behind a complex legacy in Chinese history. He stands as a symbol of supreme military talent, able to win against overwhelming odds with surgical precision. But his mercilessness also serves as a stark lesson about the human cost of war. His triumphs helped Qin rise as a superpower, clearing the path for Qin Shi Huang's unification of China. Yet, his tragic death is a reminder of the harsh reality of the times, where even the greatest talents often paid the ultimate price. 3. Hao Qubing, the meteoric star of the Han Dynasty. Hello again. We continue our journey through the 5 undefeated generals in Chinese history. In our last episode, we explored Bai Qi, the fearsome and controversial war machine of the Warring States period. Today we move up to number 3 and meet a brilliant young general, a shooting star of the Han Dynasty, Hou Qubing. Though he lived only to the age of 24, he etched his name into history through a series of breathtaking victories against the Xiongnu. What did Hou Qubing do to surpass Bai Qi, and why didn't he rank higher? Let's find out. Hou Qubing was born in 140 BCE and died in 117 BCE. He was one of the most outstanding generals of the Western Han period, hailing from Pingyang in Hedong, Commandery, modern-day Shanxi. He was the nephew of General Wei Qing, a key figure under Emperor Wu of Han. Despite his noble lineage, Hou Qubing proved his own worth on the battlefield. He was described in the historical texts as a master horseman and archer, proficient in all weapons and gifted with strategic vision. Known for his bravery and decisiveness, he excelled in surprise attacks and flanking maneuvers, striking terror into the hearts of the formidable Xiongnu nomads. Hou Qubing began his military career at 18 and quickly became a symbol of invincibility. Though his life was short, he led the Han army to a series of resounding victories, expanding territory and securing the northern frontier. His genius lay not just in brute force, but in making the seemingly impossible possible through daring strategy and impeccable timing. He is best remembered for his campaigns against the Xiongnu, a fierce nomadic threat to Han China's borders. Under Emperor Wu's rule, the Xiongnu were considered a major menace, and Hou Qubing became the Han dynasty's spearhead in turning the tide. His victories were not only military triumphs, they were strategic turning points that reshaped Han power in the north. First campaign, 123 BCE. At just 18 in his first command, Huo Kubing stunned the court. Leading 800 elite cavalry, he launched deep raids into Xiongnu territory with lightning speed. He killed 2,028 enemy troops and captured high-ranking officials, including Lu Ho King, a close ally of the Xiongnu Chanyu chief. This victory shook the Xiongnu, who retreated in fear, and earned Huo the noble title of Marquis of Champion. Hexi Campaign 121 BCE. In 121 BCE, at 19 years old, Huo Kubing's fame soared during the Hexi campaign. With only 10,000 light cavalry, he advanced over 1,000 li, approx. 300 miles into enemy territory, conquering 5 Xiongnu tribes in just 6 days. He killed 9,000 enemies, captured over 1,000 prisoners, and seized strategic strongholds. This victory secured full Han control over Hexi, forcing the Xiongnu to retreat further north. His ability to crush larger forces with smaller units left both allies and enemies in awe. Mobei Campaign 119 BCE. This was the pinnacle of Huo Kubing's career. In 119 BCE, he led a campaign into the Xiongnu heartland of Mobei. Using rapid attack tactics, he decimated enemy forces, killing tens of thousands and capturing top leaders. The victory crushed the Xiongnu's central forces and secured lasting Han dominance in the region. After this triumph, he was promoted to Grand Marshal, the highest military rank before the age of 21. Huo Kubing was not only a war hero, but also a brilliant leader. He was known for lightning-fast maneuvers and precision raids, often striking before the enemy could react. He leveraged terrain and timing to maximize impact and consistently delivered extraordinary results. Moreover, he shunned fame and wealth, dedicating himself fully to national defense. However, he wasn't without flaws. Historical records note that he could be impulsive and took significant risks by pushing deep into enemy territory without fallback plans. While his gambles often paid off, they also introduced great dangers. Unlike others in this ranking, Huo Kubing also lacked contributions outside of warfare, something that slightly impacted his overall standing. Tragically, his rising career was cut short by sudden illness. In 117 BCE, at just 24 years old, Huo Kubing died at the height of his fame. His death was a devastating loss for the Han dynasty. Emperor Wu mourned deeply and held a grand state funeral. He was buried near the emperor's own mausoleum, and stone horses were erected to honor his victories. Huo Kubing's legacy is defined by the transformation of Han China's northern frontier. He not only defeated the Xiongnu, but extended Han territory and established long-term stability for the empire. His image charging on horseback, leading swift campaigns, became a timeless symbol of youthful valor and genius. Compared to Bai Qi, Huo Kubing ranks higher due to his spotless reputation and pure dedication. He was never accused of cruelty or excessive bloodshed, and his victories had a lasting impact on Han expansion and security. However, he holds only the third spot because of his short life. He simply didn't have enough time to accomplish as much as the top 2 generals, and while his victories were remarkable, they didn't reshape an entire dynasty as those above him did. Tu Yuefei, the legendary general of the Southern Song. Yuefei, born in 1103 in Tangyin County, Henan, and executed in Yemoto-tu, is widely regarded as one of the greatest generals in Chinese history, particularly during the Southern Song period. This was a time of national crisis. The Song dynasty had lost the north to the Jurchen Jin invaders and retreated south. From a young age, Yuefei displayed extraordinary military talent and unwavering patriotism. Historical texts portray him as a brilliant strategist and fearless warrior, combining the bravery of Huo Qubing, the intelligence of Han Xin, and the calm wisdom of Zhuge Liang, guided by his lifelong motto, "Serve the country with utmost loyalty," Yue Fei became an eternal symbol of integrity in the hearts of the Chinese people. He joined the military in the final years of the Northern Song when the empire was in disarray due to the Jin invasion. Over the next 2 decades, he led Song forces into 126 battles without a single defeat. His victories not only defended southern Song territory, but also rekindled the spirit of resistance and gave hope to a nation engulfed in despair. Yue Fei is best known for his campaigns against the Jin dynasty, whose elite cavalry and brutal tactics made them formidable enemies. Despite being outnumbered and out-equipped, Yue Fei used strategic agility and a highly disciplined army to consistently triumph over them. In 1140, Jin forces launched a massive invasion led by their famed general Wanyan Zongbi. Yue Fei was tasked with leading the counteroffensive. He quickly displayed his military brilliance, winning decisive battles at Zhengzhou and Fuzhou, where he destroyed the elite Iron Pagoda cavalry. The climax came at the Battle of Juxianzheshen, where Yue Fei led the Song army to a crushing victory, forcing the Jin to retreat. Following this triumph, he famously declared, "March straight to Huanglong and drink with my soldiers," a rallying cry symbolizing his goal to reclaim the north. This battle became not just a military victory, but a powerful symbol of national resilience. Before Juxianzhgen, Yue Fei had already achieved major victories in Yanqing, Henan, and other regions. He mastered the use of combined tactics, firm defense, and lightning attacks that caught the enemy off guard. A key to his success was the Yue family army, an elite force known for iron discipline and unwavering loyalty. This army was not only invincible in combat, but also respected by civilians for protecting them during chaotic times. Yue Fei's leadership extended beyond the battlefield. He had a sharp mind for strategy, skillfully leveraging terrain weather and enemy psychology. His rigorous training regimen turned his army into an indomitable force. He famously declared civil officials must not be greedy, military men must not fear death, reflecting his values of integrity and duty above all else. On a personal level, Yue Fei embodied the ideals of loyalty and patriotism. He lived modestly, avoided fame and wealth, and cared deeply for his soldiers and the people. The famous story of his mother tattooing the phrase, "Serve the country with utmost loyalty," on his back became a lasting symbol of filial piety and national duty. Yue Fei was also a talented poet with his poem Man Jiang Hong, stirring generations with lines like, "My great ambition remains unfulfilled. I gaze at the stars above," expressing his undying patriotic yearning. Despite his brilliance and service, Yue Fei faced a tragic downfall. As the Song army gained the upper hand, the imperial court led by Emperor Gaozong and Chancellor Qin Hui sought peace with the Jin to protect the throne. Fearing that Yue Fei's continued campaigns would disrupt negotiations, Qin Hui falsely accused him of treason. In 1141, Yue Fei was summoned to the capital and imprisoned. In January 1142, he was executed alongside his son, Zhao Yun, and loyal general Zhang Xian at the Dali Temple at only 39 years old. His unjust death sparked public outrage and forever branded Qin Hui as a traitor in Chinese memory. It wasn't until the reign of Emperor Xiaozong that Yue Fei's name was cleared. He was posthumously honored with the title Prince of Yi, and his memorial temple in Hangzhou became a revered site for generations of patriots. His story remains a profound inspiration for national pride and sacrifice. Yue Fei surpasses Huo Kubing thanks to the scale of his victories, 126 undefeated battles, his wide-ranging talents, military, political, cultural, and his noble character. He was not just a general, but a spiritual icon who profoundly influenced later generations. However, he ranks only second for two main reasons. First, due to the Southern Song's weakness, he was never able to reclaim the North or unify the country, unlike the general who holds the top spot. Second, his wrongful execution and lack of court support limited his long-term influence. Yu Fei left an immortal legacy in Chinese history. He stands as the embodiment of loyalty, patriotism, and unyielding courage. The Yue family army and the motto, "Serve the country with utmost loyalty," live on in the hearts of the people. His life continues to inspire literature, film, and art, making him one of the greatest national heroes China has ever known. 1. Chen Qingji, the supreme god of war of the northern and southern dynasties. Welcome back. We've reached the final chapter in our journey through the 5 undefeated generals in Chinese history. Last time we explored Yue Fei, the embodiment of loyalty and patriotism during the Southern Song, with 126 undefeated battles, yet only ranked second. Today we meet the general who claims the top spot. Chen Qingji, hailed as the supreme god of war of the northern and southern dynasties. With his supernatural command of military strategy and ability to win against overwhelming odds, Chen Qingji rose above them all. So who was he and what made him a legend? Let's dive in. Chen Qingji, born in 484 and died in 593, was a military genius. During one of the most fractured periods in Chinese history, he served the Liang dynasty under Emperor Wu and earned the nickname the General in White Robes for his simple, unadorned dress. Despite his scholarly appearance and humble demeanor, historical records portray Chen as meticulous, frugal, and fiercely loyal, a soft-spoken man with unmatched martial brilliance. He was a master of military formations known for lightning-fast campaigns and defeating much larger forces with ease. Despite living through an era of chaos and war, Chen Qingji left a profound mark, especially through the legendary Northern Expedition, one of the most extraordinary military campaigns in Chinese history. Unlike Yue Fei, who was restrained by court politics, Chen enjoyed the full trust of Emperor Wu, allowing him to fully unleash his talents. The Northern Expedition of 528 CE was the pinnacle of Chen's career. Amidst civil war in northern Wei, Prince Yuan Hao appealed to the Liang dynasty for support in reclaiming the throne. Emperor Wu assigned Chen to lead 7,000 troops to escort Yuan Hao and restore him to power. With this tiny force, Chen accomplished the impossible: 47 victories, 32 cities captured, and countless enemies crushed, often facing armies 10 times the size of his own. One of the most iconic battles was the Battle of Suiyang, where Chen led his 7,000 men against an enemy force of 70,000. Rather than taking a defensive stance, he launched a sudden offensive, striking at weak points in the enemy's formation. His tactics were flawlessly executed, causing the enemy to collapse and surrender. Suiyang. This stunning victory made Chen a terrifying presence in the eyes of Northern Wei. Another high point was the Battle of Pingyang. Facing 70,000 defenders in the city and anticipating an incoming reinforcement force of 300,000 down, Chen did not wait. He attacked first. With swift precision, he crushed the defending army before reinforcements could arrive. Seeing the situation turn hopeless, the relief forces withdrew without engaging. This brilliant strike showcased not only Chen's military genius, but his impeccable sense of timing. Beyond the Northern Expedition, Chen also quelled the Qiang rebellion in Jiangling. This fierce tribe with 30,000 warriors had caused chaos and alarm within the Liang court. Chen put down the revolt in under 12 days, killed their leaders, and restored stability, further proving his unmatched efficiency in rapid campaigns. Chen Qingji is considered one of the most complete generals in Chinese history. He excelled in troop deployment, battlefield reading, and precision decision-making. His strategies emphasized flexibility and maximum impact from limited resources. Unlike Bai Qi, who was criticized for brutality, Chen maintained compassion. He treated prisoners and civilians with respect, earning admiration even from his enemies. In terms of personal character, Chen lived a life of humility and simplicity. His title, White-Robed General, wasn't just about his clothes, but a reflection of his noble, incorruptible spirit. He had long-term vision, often making decisions that served the empire and its people well beyond the battlefield. Chen Qingji ranks above UFA and others thanks to his perfect balance of military genius, moral character, and lasting historical impact. His northern expedition, where 7,000 soldiers triumphed over hundreds of thousands, is an almost mythical achievement. Unlike Yue Fei, he was empowered by the court and allowed to act freely. Compared to Huo Xiubing, he had a longer, more diverse military career. Compared to Bai Qi, he was not tainted by cruelty. Compared to Zhao Yun, his victories had national consequences. Still, Chen Qingji wasn't without limitations. He lived during the disjointed northern and southern dynasties when unifying China was beyond anyone's reach. Nevertheless, his unmatched battlefield mastery and moral integrity make him deserving of the title Supreme God of War. Chen left a lasting legacy in Chinese history. He symbolizes strategic excellence, loyalty, and noble conduct. His tactics are still studied today as masterclasses in military art. While he may not be as famous in popular culture as Yue Fei or Zhao Yun, historians revere Chen for his near-perfect blend of skill and virtue. These 5 generals each left unique legacies, from military strategy to timeless lessons in loyalty and patriotism. Though ranked differently, they are all heroes who helped shape Chinese history. Chen Qingji leads the list for his flawless record and character. But Yue Fei, Huo Qiubing, Bai Qi, and Zhao Yun are no less great. Which general impressed you the most? Do you believe Yue Fei should rank above Chen Qingji, or would you nominate another legend? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to catch our next exciting history videos. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.